then those leaders will be pulled from the upper level to take it on up the second lift.
Oh, okay. Why they need the two?
Because
two?
it would be too much of an angle to pull it
Oh.
from the roof itself through here.
This will be a freestanding ceiling.
This is it. Yeah, what you see is kind of how it is. I mean, this gets painted out, but other than that, it's open like this. So it'd be ideal. You know, you think of yourself as talk about rock and roll touring acts. When the Rolling Stones went out several years ago, they had 2 crews of 27 tractor trailers carrying the staging, the sound equipment, all their technology. And those crews were just leapfrogging. One would be setting up while the other was tearing down in a different city. So to stage an act like that with 27 tractor trailers in a typical arena or stadium, there's a narrow way in and that's the same way out. So you can take one truck at a time, which takes a lot longer to unload and erect the stage and the scaffolding and all of that, and then to tear it down takes a long time simply to move the equipment in and out. Well, we've got a much broader doorway here. So this I think will be a concert promoter's dream because they'll be able to not only handle any show that's out there, but handle it in an exceptionally efficient way in terms of load in, load out.
Oh yeah. Let's do you want to? Hey, Steve, you want to get a shot? Maybe like explain. Well, the field's going to go in here, then it's going to go out. See out here, just kind of just get.
Well, you want me on
Yeah,
camera to
just kinda,
explain that?
Yeah, just kind of explain where the field will go.
Well, we're standing beneath the super trusses, and this frames the opening, the 240-foot wide opening, where the natural grass field will roll in and out. That literally weighs 1 million pounds, the field tray does, and it rolls on these steel railroad rails. So you can see this vast opening here, which is just temporarily braced until we're done with the work overhead, gives us an enormous expanse to move equipment in and out as well as the field. And when the field's either in or out in its growth position, it's a great staging area for buses, limousines, other equipment.
And then so out there is where the field will basically be.
Yeah,
kept.
yeah,
It'll
that's
roll.
where it'll grow. That's
All the
on the
way
south.
out?
Yeah, on the south side of the building, so it has maximum sunlight. It grows out there for Raiders games. It'll come in the day before, and then we'll set that area up. We'll activate it with sponsor programs and entertainment, other things like that. Platforms that are being erected, those blue objects up that, those will support jacking devices, hydraulic jacking devices that pull the cable into place. So you can see how the leaders for the cable come down, those steel cables come down attached to the stainless steel cables, and they'll be pulling the stainless steel cable up in unison. All 100 cables go up simultaneously. Cable in place, so they'll begin laying this out, then they'll pick it up with cranes, they'll set it on these jack stands, which position the cable precisely where it needs to go. Then up on obviously it needs to be cleaned up, but you can see the rails where the field tray will roll in on the 13 tracks. Mm-hmm. So they're basically railroad tracks embedded in this very thick concrete slab. And so that gives you an idea of the clearance when we open. I'll show you where it is. Be right here.
Right here.
Yep.
Tim, this is the middle. This is the 50-yard line. Right here. Right here.
Well, it may be the 49 and a half, I'm only just so good.
This is the 49.5-yard line.
For the Raiders locker room, You know, different, I mean, referees. But you asked me about will there be whirlpools?
Oh,
Yeah.
Me?
Oh, we can't get up there because they're doing work overhead. I mean, we could get up there, but we wouldn't be able to walk out on there because they're welding up there. So we. Now, is it going to be easy? No.
Yeah.
Have we ever thought it would be easy? No. When we gathered the project team together, and I sat all the engineers and architects and contractors and consultants down in a gigantic conference room, laid out what we needed to accomplish. A club like this on the field level means that you're having to enter and cross the back of the house area. And it's never very nice because that area's got forklifts rolling up and down and concession workers going on. And it's just like coming into a beautiful ballroom by way of the kitchen. It's not what you really want your guests to do. We brought them in a mezzanine level, come across that so you don't see the back of the house, and down these escalators into the club. So you're standing in this is the home team sideline club. And the Raiders locker room is right over there, and the players will enter the field right through this club. So, I mean,
Don, I guess the critical parts are being done now with this roofing and getting the cables here actually, and those little things to hoist them up. Kind of just talk about all that.
Well, it's a really precise ballet, and the choreography in a large construction project like this is just immense to watch. You know, to take that metaphor a little further, we've got some real maestros working on this project. There are a series of 100 stainless steel cables that are about 3 inches in diameter, some as long as 800 feet, that have to be hoisted into place simultaneously and connect at 200 locations, which have to be, in some cases, within 7/8 of an inch of their prescribed dimensions. So in other words, an 800-foot cable has to attach precisely at its ends, and those ends have to be within 7/8 of an inch of their prescribed location. So the analogy I've used before is that it's like building a 7-acre Swiss watch because the tolerances are that tight.
And let me add a final question. Just kind of explain that whole, this thing's all in place now, but it'll all come in.
To most people driving by, they would look at this and the immense tonnage of steel and how large the steel members are, and they would presume that that is a very rigid structure. After all, it's got all that steel and bracing and everything, so it's really not going to move. Actually, it's designed to move. It's designed to move once the final steel members are in place and we remove some of the temporary shoring and bracing, that we actually expect, and the engineers have designed, this building to settle, the roof to settle, and to settle into place. So when that happens, the exterior wall actually deforms, and it deforms in a prescribed manner, so that the roof location and the location of all those points where the stainless steel cables connect are settle into a very precise prescribed location.
So that violinist better be playing well.
Yeah, we want to make sure he's tuned up.
Very good. That's good.
Okay.
All right, thanks.